I recently reviewed the HP Spectre x360, the 13-inch model that came out late 2016 running the Kaby Lake processor. And I liked it so much I gave it the AMDtech Editor's Choice Award for the best in class in the 13-inch convertible category. But the good news is I have its bigger brother in-house today. Hi, my name's Andrew, and this is the review of the HP Spectre x360 15-inch version that has just come out here early 2017. Let's find out if it's worth your money. Ever since HP released the Spectre line in 2015 and the HP Spectre x360, they've been opening eyes and turning heads. My recent review of the 13-inch model running the Kaby Lake processor, late 2016 edition, really opened up my eyes. And now I have the 15-inch version. It's the HP Spectre x360 15. Let's find out if it is worth your money. What you get under the hood is the Intel Core i7-7500U Kaby Lake processor. That's 16 gigabytes of DDR4 memory, and it has 512 gigabytes of SSD storage. Now this has the NVIDIA GeForce 940MX GPU with 2 gigabytes of video memory. Now, this is not a quad-core processor as you'd find in, say, the Dell XPS 15, but rather a dual-core processor, more akin to an Ultrabook. The unit comes in ash silver. It has a very premium, high-end look and feel, and its all-metal design is top-notch. Now, at 4.4 pounds, it's not the lightest 15-incher on the market, but it certainly is thin at 0.7 inches. Overall, I have to say, HP did an outstanding job on the design and the build. But the star of this show has to be its 15.6-inch IPS display. That's a resolution of 3840 by 2160. That's UHD or 4K. That's 282 pixels per inch, and it has a 16:9 aspect ratio. The colors are very accurate at 113.3% sRGB, and it does get somewhat bright at 255 nits, although a little bit below the category average. And I love the fact that it has the ultra-thin bezels at 4.65 millimeters. But make no mistake, this is one sharp, good-looking panel and has excellent viewing angles, and again, that color accuracy was spot on. Now, this being a touch display, the responsiveness was really outstanding. Overall, I have to say this is one of the best 4K UHD displays on the market right now. HP did an outstanding job on the port selection. Now, here's what you get. On the right side of the device, you'll have your volume rocker up and down, along with a cooling vent right next to that. Now, there are two USB Type-C ports, and both can charge the device, which is always a nice touch, but the first one is Thunderbolt 3 compatible, which is also a nice touch. Second one is not Thunderbolt 3 compatible, but that's okay, because next to that you have a full-size HDMI port. Eat your heart out, Apple. And speaking of Apple, here's something you don't see on the new late 2016 MacBook Pros. Yeah, you guessed it, an SD card slot. And it's also good to see a USB 3.0 Type A, full size, again, something the MacBook Pros don't have. And you also get, of course, your 3.5mm headset jack, along with your power button to round out that side. HP did an outstanding job of blending the new kind of ports such as USB Type-C, along with some legacy ports, USB Type A. Overall, good job. Now, this being a yoga-style convertible device with a 360-degree hinge means that there is a lot of functionality with this device. That metal hinge is very sturdy and allows you to put it into, of course, laptop mode, into tent mode, into stand mode, and of course into tablet mode. Now, at 4.4 pounds, you're not going to be using this in tablet mode for long periods of time, but it is nice to fold the screen back and to do some writing with the pen. We'll talk more about the pen later in this review. If you saw my review of the 13-inch version, you know I'm a big fan of the keyboard. And I'm a big fan of this one as well. At 1.5 millimeters of key travel, this is one of the best keyboards on the market right now. Now, the good news is there's a backlighting. The bad news is there's only one level of backlighting, which is a bit strange at this price point at $1,500. But the island-style, chiclet-style keys are really great to type on. For extended periods of time, it was a pleasure. I really think this is one of my favorite keyboards on an Ultrabook right now. Now, unfortunately, HP decided not to use a precision touchpad, and if you watch my channel, you know I'm a big fan of the precision touchpads, but here they use a synaptic touchpad just like they did in the 13-inch version, and it's pretty good as well. So overall, I'd have to say this is a very good touchpad. Windows gestures worked well, two-finger scrolling was a pleasure. Overall, I would say it's a nice size, good responsive trackpad, although I still prefer the precision trackpad in the end. Now, I'm really happy to see that the pen is now included in the box, and it uses the n-trig technology, the same as you'd find in the Surface Pen, and it has 2048 levels of pressure sensitivity. It uses one quadruple A battery, and it doesn't use Bluetooth as you'd find on the Surface Pen, so that's the one difference between those two types of pens. But again, it is using the n-trig technology, and it did work well. Palm rejection worked very well, and I have to say, taking notes, sketching, drawing with this was really a pleasure. It worked good, if not even better than the Surface Pen in my opinion. Overall, I have to say the pen is a nice value add to this device. But because this is a 360-degree yoga-style device, it will have some screen wobble when you're using your finger or the pen on the screen in laptop mode. Keep that in mind. There's no camera on the back, and there's a very good 1080p webcam on the front. Let's take a look at it in action. So this is the webcam on the HP Spectre x360 15-inch Kaby Lake processor, as we know, and this is a full HD 1920 by 1080 at 60 frames per second, and this is the sound from the microphone. Judge for yourself. I think it's pretty good. I think the quality is very good, and you can really certainly do Skype. You can do your video conferencing for meetings and so forth if you're in a coffee shop as well. So overall, I would say this is a decent offering from HP. There are Bang & Olufsen speakers on each side of the keyboard. Let's take a look and a listen at our latest video to hear them in action.
Hi, my name's Andrew, and this is the review of the ASUS Chromebook Flip C302CA. Let's find out if it's worth your money. Chromebooks have started to become more premium, and here's a new offering from ASUS that proves the case in point. It's the Chromebook Flip C302CA. Put it this way, it's not your grandma's Chromebook. It really has a nice, sleek, MacBook-like feel. Gone are the days of looking at the Chromebook as nothing.
I was really impressed with the B&O speakers. I thought the volume was good, the mids were very good, and it had some bass. And I thought the user controls that they give you really made a difference. As far as performance is concerned, it did 7,528 on the multi-core score of the Geekbench 4 test. Remember, it has built-in graphics as well as the dedicated NVIDIA GPU. Built-in graphics did 20,354, and the dedicated NVIDIA GPU did 29,128. Now, it uses a Samsung SSD. It's 512 gigabytes, of which 411 are available to the user. That's where you'll find your recovery partition. Now, as far as the Crystal Diskmark scores, here's how it did. I was impressed. It did a 3123 on the read and a 1502 on the write. These are very good read and write scores. I was very impressed with the performance of the Samsung SSD. And on the Octane 2.0 score, it did 31,035. Now, you can do some gaming on this, although it is not a gaming machine per se, and remember, it's not a quad-core CPU, but it is pretty powerful nonetheless, and it will get the job done. You can do video editing and you can do Photoshop. Overall, I'd have to say this is an all-around general-purpose machine that will get the job done. Now, as far as the wireless is concerned, it uses 802.11 AC dual-band wireless, and it has Bluetooth 4.0, no issues on either front. As far as battery is concerned, here's how it did on the AMDtech Endurance Test, which consists of web browsing, gaming, YouTube, Netflix, and the like. It did 8 hours and 37 minutes, which was better than the 1080p version from last year, which only did 8 hours and 27 minutes. The Yoga 910 is the best in category with 10 hours and 36 minutes, the best in the 15-inch category, and of course, it's better than the category average of 6 hours and 43 minutes. But remember, your mileage may vary depending on the task at hand. If you're going to do video editing or anything processor intensive, you're going to see reduced battery life. I don't care which device you're using. So, at the end of the day, can I recommend the HP Spectre x360 15? Is it worth your hard-earned money? And the answer is an emphatic yes. I love this device. Here's what I like. I love its 4K UHD touch display. I love its solid battery life, speedy performance, great keyboard, good touchpad, the excellent B&O speakers, and I love the fact that they put the pen in the box. A great value add proposition. But as with any device, there are things that need improvement, and here they are. Now, there was a little bit of flex in the screen due to the 360-degree hinge, which will happen on yoga-style convertible devices. I understand that. And at 4.4 pounds, I thought it was a bit on the heavy side, but I did appreciate its build quality, sleek looks, and really excellent build construction. And when you do some processor-intensive tasks, I thought it ran a little bit hot, which is not uncommon and certainly not a deal breaker, but something to keep in mind. And something else to keep in mind, it's using the 940MX GPU from NVIDIA, a last generation GPU. Again, this is a dual core machine. This is not a gaming machine. It's not a quad core CPU. Keep that in mind. But with those few negatives aside, I have to say this is one of the best 15-inch convertibles on the market right now, and it may even be the best. It checks all the boxes that you'd want. It's got a great display, good performance, good battery life, great speakers, and it has the pen support. Everything you'd want in a 15-inch convertible. That's why I'm going to give it 90%, making this the AMDtech Editor's Choice for the 15-inch convertible category, and making this worth your money. So what do you think about the HP Spectre x360, the 15-inch edition that we just reviewed here in early 2017? I really like it. I think it has a gorgeous 4K UHD display. Really very few flaws on this machine. It's got good sound, good battery life, and good performance. Keep in mind, this is not a quad-core CPU, something that you'd find in, say, a Dell XPS 15. This doesn't compete with that, in my opinion. This is a convertible 15-inch device with a dual-core processor, more akin to a Ultrabook, and that's exactly what this is. It's a 15-inch Ultrabook, and I think the performance, the numbers can back it up. It's pretty good. Overall, very few flaws with this machine, thus earning the AMDtech Editor's Choice Award for the 15-inch convertible category. But I'm curious to know what you think. Leave a comment in that comment section below. So please hit the like button, please subscribe, please share this video. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if there's a device or something out there you think I should review. I'll do my best to make that happen. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and on Twitter and our website at AMDtechreviews.com. So until next time, this is Andrew from AMDtech. See ya.